So I was just diving into this tool called fernflower. It's a decompiler for Java bytecode, and it's actually quite fascinating.
Wait, a decompiler. So it takes compiled Java code and turns it back into source code.
Exactly, it's the first analytical decompiler that really works well for Java, but there's still so much development happening.
That's interesting, but doesn't that pose some legal and ethical questions? Like, should we be decompiling code?
Good point, it definitely raises eyebrows, but it has its uses like debugging or understanding how libraries work.
Right, I've heard that reverse engineering can help developers learn from existing code. But still, it feels a bit risky.
Totally, and did you see that it's integrated into IntelliJ IDEA? Just open a class file and bam, the source code appears.
Whoa, that's super user-friendly. But how does it handle obfuscated code? You know, code that's been intentionally scrambled.
Fernflower actually has a renaming feature for ambiguous names. It generates unique identifiers to make sense of it all.
That's clever. But I wonder if that renaming can ever create conflicts or confusion itself.
Good question, it can, especially if the original context is lost. The decompiler uses a pattern to rename things.
Okay, so it has some safeguards, but it's not foolproof. What about running it from the command line? Is that complicated?
Not at all, you just need to specify the source files and a destination folder. It's pretty straightforward.
So you could theoretically set it up to batch process files. That could be handy for large projects.
Exactly, and there are all these command line options you can tweak to customize the decompilation process.
Customization is always a plus, but I'm curious about the technical limits. How does it deal with complex Java features?
It's designed to handle various Java constructs like inner classes and generics, but there are still limitations.
So it can break down most code but might struggle with certain patterns. That makes sense.
Exactly, like it might not perfectly reconstruct every aspect of the original source. There's always some loss of fidelity.
That's a bummer. So, what are the implications if someone relies too heavily on this tool?
They might misunderstand the logic or context of the code. Plus, bugs can be harder to trace back to their original source.
So it's a double-edged sword. On one hand, it's valuable for learning, but on the other, it can mislead developers.
Exactly, and there's the risk of promoting bad coding practices if people rely too much on decompilation.
I guess there's a balance to strike. It could be a great learning tool, but with caution.
Definitely, and the community involvement is crucial. They encourage users to report bugs and suggest improvements.
That's cool. An open source model like that can drive innovation. It also keeps the tool evolving.
Right, and the credits section shows how collaborative it is, with contributions from various developers.
I love that it's like a community project, but I'm curious about the licensing. Is it freely usable?
Yes, it's under the Apache license too, so it's open for public use and modification.
That's really encouraging for developers. They can adapt it to their needs. But how's the documentation?
Pretty thorough, it covers everything from usage to command options, which is helpful for new users.
Good to hear. I think comprehensive documentation is essential for any tool, especially something as complex as this.
Absolutely, and it helps in understanding all the intricacies of how the decompilation works.
So if someone wanted to get started, what would you recommend?
Start with the IntelliJ plugin, play around with some class files, and explore the command line options from there.
That sounds like a solid plan. And I guess it's a good way to get familiar with Java's compilation nuances.
Exactly, plus it might spark new ideas or approaches to their own coding practices.
It's amazing how tools like Fernflower can influence coding culture. It's a whole ecosystem.
Totally, and I wonder how this kind of tool will evolve in the future. More automation, perhaps.
That'd be interesting. As the programming landscape changes, these tools need to adapt too.
For sure, and it'll be exciting to see how the community continues to shape its development.
So many possibilities. I think it really highlights the importance of collaboration in tech.
Exactly, it makes me curious about what other tools are out there waiting to be discovered.
Me too. It's a never-ending journey of learning and exploration in the tech world.
Absolutely, and that's the fun part, always something new to delve into.
I love it. Let's keep this conversation going next time. There's so much more to uncover.
Definitely, I can't wait to see what we discover next.